have you here. I'm just going to lean into it. We're just going to stop being worried about saying excited. This is my intro. Hi, I'm Megan Thomas, and I'm really excited to review this early career designer's portfolio. There. That only took a year. All right. Thanks for bearing with me on that. We're also going to have, and I want to say, please forgive me. You did, in fact, spell out how to pronounce this. I also went to like 4 different websites, and I really think I might have got this. Bhuwan is how you say your name. Bhuwan Thapa, I think. I think that TH does the like thali. And I am rusty on how to pronounce things in Hindi. Very rusty. I only learned it like a decade ago, and I only learned a couple things. But forgive me, Bhuwan. I hope I get your name right. I'm really excited to see your portfolio. And I also love that. So first of all, Bhuwan filled out the form and let me know that they have learned UX through self-taught, but also using the Interaction Design Foundation resources. And they come from a background in architecture, which is a fantastic background to come into UX for. And I say that really specifically because I think of all of the design, principles is the word that wants to come to mind, but the design, you know what I'm saying. The different ways we can design for things. Architecture, I think, has the most relationship with user experience design because user experience is so essential to architecture and accessibility. But I'm not going to deep dive on that. I am going to try and dial these videos in so that I'm not just rambling at you. And here we go for a whole 2 minutes. All right, Bhuwan, here is your portfolio. UX designer with a background in architecture focused on bringing clarity to designs with simplicity and functionality. I'm loving it. I know which project I'm excited about because it is a little bit near and dear to my heart. You've got some cute interactions here. I kind of wish this one would do a little zhuzh, a little interaction as well, but it looks really good. It feels like you've got a solid, thanks for the visit. Have a nice day. That's so cute. Looks like you've got a solid handle on Framer, and that is fantastic. Let me just do a real quick inspect and see what things look like when you've got them on mobile. They look fantastic. Really, really good work here. And I think you even mentioned that you would be excited to get some feedback on your resume. And I did already look at it, and I think it looks great. You've got your LinkedIn on here. You've got your email. You've got your projects, which are great with the UX hackathon. You've got a link directly to it. You've already got your work experience that you're there and you're doing architecture. And that's fantastic. This is really all you need. This is one of the cleanest and most to the point resumes I think I've seen. I love it. So I want to click on the Gumroad Creator project, and I already love that interaction. So you've got your big images here at the top, bringing in some excitement, letting the user or the viewer know what they're getting into. This doesn't actually click to anything. Just an FYI, this does not behave in the same way as everything else. I'm clicking and it's not going anywhere. So just an FYI, maybe don't include that because it's not doing anything and it breaks the user experience. I expect to be able to click or have some sort of interaction with this because it looks like everything else, but we're in the one of these things is not like the other situation here. So consider changing that or removing that until you're ready to share that case study. The Gumroad Creators profile is an excellent idea for an unsolicited redesign. And I say this because I have recently started working with selling my workshops on Gumroad because it really does make things easy for me. It makes things easy for the customer. Yes, I probably lose a little bit of money with the, I think there's a percentage that's taken out, but I might actually be wrong about that. I might be lying. So Gumroad is great, but you're right. That profile page, let me pull up mine. Let me show you gumroad.com/MeganUX. We'll see if I actually have my URL right. Yeah. It's not very exciting. It's got my products on here. I have the option to add another product. You could subscribe to me, which no one ever has. I don't feel like I would ever drive my subscribers to do this. So I'm kind of like, what's that? Apparently there are products. I'm guessing these are tags for other things that I could sell. And then there's just a teeny little bit about me, and that's it. That's the whole thing. It is honestly pretty boring. So I'm excited to see your project. So you've got the big image up here, and we've got the rest of the case study. All right, so first thing I see here is that we have really wide text. We're looking super far from left to right, and this is actually an accessibility issue. So this is not that everyone that's going to review your website has a neurodivergent tendency or a cognitive disability, but we like to make things a little bit easier for everyone, which improves, we make things more accessible for people with disabilities, and it by default makes the experience better for just anybody. You participated on weekend 6. Okay, cool. So this is a weekend hackathon. You're setting the stage for like what's going on in this project. I love this. Hackathon, UI design, UX design, web design, e-commerce, and the time frame was 2 days. I like the way you've set this up. Improving the creator's profile screen above the fold to ensure a visitor gets a good first impression of the creator. This was a weekend hackathon by UX Hack. You might link them if you wanted to. I know the challenge is over here. I haven't heard of UX Hack, and that's really fun. All right, we're not looking at UX Hack. And the duration for this was only 2 days. That's a really short timeline. I participated on weekend number 6, which was focused on improving Gumroad creators' profile screen and secured the second place. Not second position, you're going to say second place. So that means that you placed in the top number. I'm assuming that there's 3, and you got second place. That's fantastic. I would actually call that out as like a second line. Don't just hide that over here because maybe I don't read that far. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a weekend hackathon. And you placed second. That's freaking great, which means you already did a great job. All right, so the brief is in its e-commerce marketplace. We want to make it look better. I feel like you could tie this together and maybe shorten it a little bit and it'll be perfect. All right, let's look at the current scenario. Love that you've got your annotations here. The top right corner with 3 boxes makes the layout feel a little fragmented. Yeah, I didn't even realize that looks like a close button to start with, but it's not. It's the stupid logo for the stupid website rename for x.com. But that's not immediately clear to the rest of us because in the top right corner, what do we expect? A close button. So that is honestly poor placement on Gumroad's part. Good call. Twitter's icon, thank you for calling it Twitter, looks like a closing button. I didn't even read that far. You got it. Okay, what if the users want to visit other platforms as well? Yes, the creator statement takes up so much space. I hate that. And it eats up all that space available in the first fold. And it's basically shouting at us because it's such large text. I agree. And if I put more than a couple lines in there, now it's like, I'm not reading that. It's too much information. Products and posts buttons are far away from their content, and use of separator lines shows them to be different sections. Yeah, I get that sense too. Products image is shown, but no product name since the card size is big and covers the above the fold page of the creator. Now I'm like, wait a second. Where's that? Oh, okay. That's got a title here. Maybe they have to put a title for their product. So that's super weird. All right. Love that you've called this out. This is good. These are good insights. Decided to redesign the profile page, focusing on 3 main points. The design should not be too much different. Too much change can confuse visitors and creators who are already using the product. My God, I'm struggling with the words today because my mind is racing ahead. This is change management 101. That is a perfect distinction. We don't want to make huge changes unless it's communicated clearly to the user. So that is amazing. That tells us about how to work with users and how not to surprise them and overwhelm them with big changes. Good job. The visitor should get a glimpse of what the creator focuses on, i.e. their statement, and if their values align, then they should have the option to know more about them and their work. I like that. The page should also help the creators in building their expertise and credibility in their respective fields. This means maintaining the simplicity and straightforward approach for achieving the platform's main job, which is to sell products. Again, this is too long of a line. It is really a struggle to get all the way across and make sure you're following. These are in bullet points, which is good. I would just bring that in, and you might want to end up centering everything. Just bringing those margins in a little bit is going to help you with that line length. All right, starting the designs with the design scope set. Good job. I started with low fidelity. I love this. This is the exact amount of low fidelity I start with and that people should be comfortable. We're just putting boxes on a screen. We're just trying to get a feel for what's happening here. Option 1, top right, subscribe with emails, creator statement with learn more link. product and post sections are moved below with their own section. Ooh, okay. Option 2, top right corner, we now have a single subscribe button, which will directly subscribe to the creator. Under the statement, we have direct links to their socials. Nice. We're assuming that people, if they made it to Gumroad, they're probably already logged in. It is a really persistent cookie, which is helpful. So if they already have followers of another, or they follow another creator, it would just be really easy to make that one button instead of having to enter my email every time. Great idea. Option 3, now we have socials along with a subscribe button at the top right corner. Statement for the creators, have more space to explain their vision. I experimented with the solid filled background for card design and for posts to be an outline. Okay, so the general layout is the same. We're really of the content. I love that you were like, I'm pretty firm on we're going to have products and then we're going to have posts, because I think that is also appropriate. What I love about this, Bhuwan, is that you're bringing options. This is probably, I think I can say definitively, the first portfolio case study where I've seen someone show that they came up with more than one option. This is huge because, let's be real, your first idea is probably not your best idea. Even if your first idea is the idea you end up going with, your other ideas also add something to the mix. It drives creativity. So it is very typical for early career designers to just focus on one idea and then get tunnel vision and then focus on taking that one idea all the way through to a full project. And this is ideal. This is what hiring managers or someone who is managing an early career designer would rather see. They don't know yet if you have created a level of discernment, that you don't have that much experience yet to know whether or not your first idea is the right idea. So by demonstrating that this is what you bring to the team, a willingness to explore ideas and a willingness to say, hey, I'm not saying I'm right the first time. I'm willing and open to feedback. Huge, Bhuwan. I'm so excited by this. Whew. All right, I decided to go with the second design, as the visitors will have a clear movement when they read the creator's statement and they can visit other socials to know more about them. This layout also has a simple and clear subscribe button for the users. I also like that. I like this. This is great. All right, pushing to high fidelity. All right, so after making low fidelity screens, I started turning them to high fidelity designs. I separated the products and post section for more differentiation between them and designed the card in detail for the post section. Great. Let's look at your annotations. Only one element is placed at the top right corner for subscribing. That is the main CTA, and it reduces confusion. Absolutely. The creator statement font size was reduced to add more space to other elements. Socials are moved to the bottom of the statement for learning more about the creator. That's a really natural flow. By the way, if we're thinking of the F reading pattern or the Z reading pattern, looking at it from this side, you're right over here, subscribe. That is the first place we would go. That is where we typically see calls to action. Buy now, subscribe, book a consultation, something like that. And then we're following the rest in, F pattern order. Really good solution. Product image is now smaller for better visibility with description. Posts are now shown with the products page. Yes, to establish the creator's expertise at first glance. I love this. Postcard are now shown with reading time. Yes, so if the visitor wants to read them, they know how much time it will take. As someone with ADHD and a lot of impatience, that is perfect. More choices. Bhuwan, you're my new favorite. I need you to know you just went to the top of the class. I explored several versions of the product card. Here is where I want to see another header. So another right here, you've pushed to high fidelity designs, sure, but this is like heading for product card design exploration. So in more detail, but add a header so that I know that I'm moving to a second section. All right. Social media scheduler and publishing tool. So we're looking at the different options. This one has the rating beside or underneath the name. The call to action is not highlighted. Same here. This is a button. Okay, this is cool. Again, you're bringing options. You're demonstrating that you're not expecting to get it right on the first try and that you're willing to explore until you find the perfect answer. I also explored another option for the creators page with small changes, like posts having cards with strokes and the product card with ratings at the top. Okay. This is a little confusing. Okay, you did not go with this design for 2 reasons. Ratings may cause contrast issues. Thank you for accessibility awareness, and can obstruct the image as well. Posts with outlined card had too many lines and boxes, so it was a little overwhelming, a little busy on the screen. This is great. So like I would maybe do a little side of product card design exploration, and then looking at that exploration in context, put a little headline there. I love that you called this out. Ratings can cause contrast issues. So you have an awareness of accessibility and why that impacts the user experience. Before submitting the design, I decided to make the card design for the post to be alternate outline and filled to make more interesting. Ratings for the products were placed under the image to create positive effect on the first-time visitors. This looks so good. I would probably, instead of alternating them, which causes a little confusion for me, I would have just created the filled in, all of them as filled, and that way it doesn't detract from the products. This looks really good though. Conclusion: the challenge was a great opportunity to increase my skills and develop critical thinking under 2 days. Continuous iterations of the design and thoughtful decisions are crucial for the development of the product. One thing I could try is to add buyer's testimonial to the page, which would help in establishing the creator's credibility. Another would be to add stats for the creator's profile. As a creator, I don't have anybody who's written a testimonial, so that wouldn't work. Well, that wouldn't be helpful for me, but it might be very useful for some. And then adding stats for the creator's profile, like maybe up here, something like that, like 98% excitement, or I don't know. This is great, Bhuwan. I am so impressed. I am really excited. Ooh, what have you gotten? Physical structures to digital world. Okay, this is a little bit about you, a little context. Oh, this is so cool. I would even say about me instead of architecture, just so they know you're making a transition from building big structures to building web structures. Bhuwan, this might be one of my favorite portfolios, not just websites, but portfolios that I've seen. I think you've done a great job explaining your process. This was a really great example, and it makes me want to tell people, hey, you should check out doing a hackathon, a UX hackathon. That's awesome. Really good job. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to review your portfolio and give you some feedback. If anyone has made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you. I'd love to see if you have any feedback or thoughts for Bhuwan. And if no one's told you yet today, I love you. I'm proud of you. And I'm excited to celebrate your continued success. The rest of your success is what really wanted to fall out of my face. Either not enough coffee or too much coffee, but we'll figure it out. All right. Thanks, y'all.